Monday Night Football, the Tennessee Titans are on the road to take on the Miami Dolphins. My best bets are on the way. This is the first game of the doubleheader of Monday night action. But first and foremost, let's recap how we did on Sunday. A big day for us, 8-1. We brought up this broom on all of our props, and they weren't even sweaty. James Conner got 66.5 and cashed as 100 plus. But Pickens and T. Higgins, they both cashed. Rodgers didn't even get close. Carson Steele, that was a surgical read. I think he had 6 rushing yards. Kyler didn't throw a pick. Our only silver lining is we lost day 6 of the ladder challenge. Painful. But we bounced back with a day 1 cash on Sunday Night Football. Day 2 be live later on today. Now, if that wasn't good enough, we cashed our anytime touchdown parlay. We had Alvin Kamara, Mike Evans, and James Conner all getting the end zone, plus 806 cashed out there. Hopefully you tailed. I saw a lot of people sending me their slips. We love that. And we cashed a couple Underdog fantasy entries. We cashed a parlay play entry. Anything we did really went right, except for day 6 of the ladder challenge. Painful. Is what it is. Let's keep it moving, though. We do have another video live for the other Monday Night Football game, Seahawks Lions. That will be posted right after this one. So maybe even probably by the time you're watching this, that video is already live. We have a couple picks over there. That is the game that we will be involving for day 2 of the ladder challenge. So we'll have another pick live later on today for that game. But definitely tap into that. Pin comment and description. You can find it there. Also, right now on Underdog Fantasy, we love them. We cashed our entry on Sunday. Well, we might do another one tonight. Underdog Fantasy has a free square right now for Tyreek Hill to get 1 yard. And even though I don't think Tyler Huntley is great, he's going to get at least 1 yard to Tyreek Hill. So if you want to sign up, you get that free square. It's only for new users when you sign up using our code COS or the link down below, and they'll match your first deposit with a 50% match up to $1,000. Some free money to take advantage. We'll be doing Underdog Fantasy entries the rest of the season. So make sure you tap into that. Use the code COS or the link in the description. But we need to keep things moving. We're on a 10-1 run because we went 2-0 on Thursday Night Football. 10-1. We need some more winners, and it starts with this first guy, Tyler Huntley, under 30.5 yards for his longest pass completion, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, of course, if you are going to how to place this bet, we're not taking his under and pass yards. You have to go to his longest completion, take the under there. Because as I've talked about before, Tyler Huntley could throw for 300 yards as long as his longest completion isn't more than 30 yards. Or a winner. And I think that's going to be the case tonight. This is a 1-unit play. Now we are 10-2. I think 10-2 on under so far this season. It's been a really good season for the unders. And hopefully this is one of those that cash. Now, FanDuel, for whatever reason, when I was recording this and doing the write-ups and stuff, they didn't have a line for him. I imagine that changes, but if they don't, every other book does. So go to DraftKings and take advantage there. Now, obviously, we look at this Dolphins team. I know they have the pass catchers to get a 31-yard completion. I mean, they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and a bunch of other guys. But you look at the passing props here. We got Tyreek Hill full game line is 51.5. Jalen Waddles is 37.5. I mean, looking at these lines, it's pretty clear that they do not expect a big passing attack from the Dolphins. And I don't either. I think this is going to be a dink and dunk type game. Let's use the run game because you've seen this season, Tennessee, 5th fewest yards per pass attempt allowed. They have been one of the best secondaries in the league. Longest completions against them, Caleb Williams, a 13-yarder. That was his first game, so cut him some slack. Then Aaron Rodgers, 26 yards. And then they made Malik Willis look like the GOAT last week with a 37-yard completion, and he diced and carved him up. I mean, he had 13 completions, 202 yards. So they were terrible last week, but I think they're a little bit better here. They have a really good secondary led by L'Jarius Sneed, the cornerback that came over from the Chiefs. They have good safety play with Hooker and Diggs, who Hooker, I believe he's a little banged up, but should play here. I think this is a spot where they're not going to let Tyler Huntley launch it deep down the field. I think this is the only way we lose here, in my opinion, is if it's like a 10, 15-yard play to Tyreek Hill across the middle and he happens to turn the corner and get up the field. Could happen, but I think the Titans will play some pretty consistent too high coverage safety, basically force Tyler Huntley to kind of dink and dunk down the field and beat him. If that's going to be the case, fine, they'll live with it. Until, the Dolphins can establish that ground game, I don't really think that they're going to put up those too high safeties and bring them up closer and load the box. I think this is a spot where, hey, Tyler Huntley, it's like, hey, we don't need you to be the best QB in the world. We just need you to game manage this one. Let our defense hopefully carry us on the other side because Will Levis hasn't been good either. Let's just kind of dink and dunk down the field. Use our speed guys, get them out on the edge, let them get their 10, 15 yards and keep the sticks moving. And if he completes a 31-yard or whatever, but we've had pretty good success with these unders and long completion. I'll take a chance here with Tyler Huntley, the new Dolphins QB. There is also a chance if Tyler Huntley sucks early in this game, he could get benched at halftime. If he is that bad, they will just bench him. Not that Skylar Thompson, even if he plays, he'll be much better, but also you have that playing for us if that's how bad it gets, which I don't think. I like Tyler Huntley, a former Pro Bowler. All right, we're not going to get into that. Half unit play, my second one in this game. Achane, I like his over 11.5 rushing yards in the first quarter. not a full game line, just the first quarter, get in and out, 12 yards, and we're winners. Now, DraftKings typically posts Q1 lines. They just normally wait a little bit closer to kickoff. They actually have lines for the second game, Seahawks-Lions. This one they don't, and I imagine it's maybe because Raheem Mostert is currently questionable here. Even if Mostert plays, I'm not too concerned about him for this Achane rushing yards in the first quarter line. I think Achane gets involved early, and I think it's because they don't want to let Huntley be throwing it all over the place. Now, there were two Q1 props that I liked. This one, for a half unit. I'm only putting half units on Q1 props because they're a little bit volatile. And then I also like Jalen Waddle's receiving yards. I think it's 2.5 or 3.5. You can parlay both of them if you want for plus 226. I'm just going to stick with Achane, and here's why. This season, the Titans, like I said, passing defense has been really good, but rushing defense, not so much. They are allowing 4.5 yards per carry, 17th in the NFL. They faced the Bears, a rushing offense that might be worst in the league. I mean, sure, DeAndre Swift got going yesterday, but pretty bad. The Jets, I'd say the Jets are pretty league average. I mean, Breece Hall hasn't done much this year. Braylon Allen's been solid, but league average. And then they face the Packers. The Packers, who I would argue is a pretty good rushing attack, although they didn't get a ton going yesterday against the Vikings. That's nor here nor there. We look at this Titans team. Their defense, rushing attack-wise, hasn't been great. And now throw on top of that their star D tackle, Jeffrey Simmons, likely out for this game. He is doubtful to play, and he has been a pest to all rushing attacks on the other side, trying to run the football up the middle. He has been elite. But now that he's probably not out there, I don't think this defensive line is as scary as it might have been in years past. And they haven't even been that good this season. You look at this game, Raheem Mostert, he's banged up. I don't even know if he plays, but if he does, not going to be 100%. And Achane, we know he has that explosive capability. I mean, last year, Achane averaged 7.8 yards per carry. This year, he's down to 3.5. It's a slow start for him, slow start for the offense. But it's not like he doesn't have that same juice that he had last year. He still has that ability to take a run and go up 25 yards up the field. Just so happens that his long plays have actually been coming in the passing game. So if you want to take his over in receiving yards in the first quarter, it's actually 0.5. I did look at that one. But I think there's a realistic possibility that Achane sees 3 to 4 carries, potential for more, but I think he sees 3 to 4. And if he sees 3 and he averages 4 yards per carry, we're going to cash this prop. We know he has the ability to just take one up and easily cash 15 plus yards. I think that's a good spot to back him. There's also Titans offense on the other side because we don't want, the only way I think this loses is maybe Achane just doesn't get any good usage, or maybe the Titans have like an 8-minute drive. Well, the Titans offense, third lowest conversion rate on third downs. This team cannot convert third down, so they're normally getting off the field quick, which obviously the more possessions we can get in this first quarter for the Dolphins, the better. I think this is a good spot to back Achane and rush yards for the first quarter. I actually don't mind his full game line or maybe his full rush plus receiving yards, but I think the easier way, get in and out. I don't want to watch a ton of this game. This game could be ugly. Let me get in with this first quarter prop. That should give us time to cash it and then move over into the other game, which should start, 30, 45 minutes after this one. That is what we call textbook. I didn't even think about that until I just said it. That might be surgical. Let's cash this first quarter rushing props, and then we'll also cash Huntley under and longest reception or completion. Of course, I like to talk about who I think wins and covers in this game. I want to put up our leans. Now, you'll see on the leans, they're contradicting points because I leaned the Dolphins on the money line. Logan, who we do our best bets video, we talk through every single game, actually like the Titans. So we're actually split on this one. I think that kind of goes to show how tough this game is to bet. I don't really have a great lean here. What's the over-under? Like 37.5 or something stupid. I still like the Dolphins. I don't know if I'd play minus 150 on them, which is basically what they've gotten up to. They used to be minus 120. I still like the Dolphins. If you want to go with Logan, back the Titans, you can. I mean, Logan and I are both 8-4 on our spreads and totals and money line so far going into this game. Actually, maybe not 8-4. I think I'm 9-4. I think Logan's 8-5. Don't quote me on that. I'll go back and track the record. But those are our leans for this game. I don't have an underdog fantasy entry here, but if you want to throw Tyler Huntley in there, you can. Devon Achane, I don't think they do Q1 props on underdog, but I want to say they do first half. So I don't mind that either. His first half line's probably in the mid-20s, 25 to 28.5, somewhere in there. But those are my plays for this game. So I'm going to go with just a half unit on Achane over in rushing yards first quarter at 11.5, minus 120. And then a full unit on Tyler Huntley under, or a lower, whatever you want to call it, 30.5 yards for as long as pass completion. I will have more picks in the other game. Seahawks Lions. When that video is live, I'll link it on the screen. No MLB picks today. If you want to check out that Seahawks Lions, go check it out. We'll have day 2 of the ladder challenge posted a little bit later on this morning, and I'll link that on the screen, the YouTube short somewhere over there. Good luck on your bets tonight. Let's turn this 10-1 run into a 12-1 run in this game, and then we'll have, I think, 2 or 3 picks in the other video. So let's have a massive night. Let's have a good Monday. Let's have a great NFL season. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.